you're somebody obviously dealing with boards and looking at management all the time. Do you think the last year and a half is having an impact on boards? And I mean, most of the attention's been paid to big cap companies. Do you think it's having any, if it's having an impact there, is it also having an impact on the micro cap level?
Well, I don't think it's having that big an impact on even the big cap companies because, I mean, I'm just, plagiarizing what Carl Icahn's saying. If anybody's read his blog or seen him on TV, he's organizing against these boards because the boards have pretty much, I see all these people being grilled in front of Congress. You got the CEO, but after all, he reports to the board. Why is the board of AIG still there? I mean, they're virtually destroying the company. So I think that he's absolutely right there. That is something that the politicians have not really addressed. There's nothing new about this. Adam Smith brought this up in The Wealth of Nations in 1776, and he talked about the separation of ownership and control. And these boards have laws that essentially protect them no matter how negligent they are. They're protected by something called the business judgment rule, which no other profession in the world, I mean, if you're a doctor, and you screw up in surgery, you're going to get somebody to sue you and somebody's going to try to second guess, did you do it right? But boards can destroy billions and billions of dollars of value, Washington Mutual, Fannie Mae, it goes on, and yet I'll bet you, you can't even name who these directors are. They want to run the show, but when things go bad, they kind of, hide. No, they don't. There's no punishment. I was at a conference a few months ago, and I remember Ben Bernanke, it was at the Fed, gave it in Sea Island, Georgia, and Ben Bernanke talked about, this was right after Bear Stearns, and he rightfully talked about, and I think it was mentioned in the last panel, the idea of moral hazard. If we start bailing out people, everybody's going to, want a bailout. I asked my wife, I said, well, what about the retailers? It's funny, I said, well, what if Bloomingdale's gets into trouble? Should we bail them out? And she said, yeah. But the point is that where the real moral hazard is on the boards of directors, because these guys get all the upside and no downside. And that's an issue that apparently only Carl Icahn has really been pushing. And I think that as long as that condition exists, you're always going to have these types of crises. There's just not enough accountability. Big caps, small caps, micro caps, doesn't matter.